Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Blocked. F&M leader Michael Pintard again tries to table the U.S. criminal complaint in the House, but Mitchell says this document should not be introduced into the Bahamian Parliament. The prison commissioner apologizes for his recent comments. And the energy minister says power cuts are part of growing pains. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight, Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Thursday, June 11th, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Gardner will be joining us. Also this morning, more on BPL, the challenges they're facing, and where things go from here. We're going to get deeper into it. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for The Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, a row erupting in the House of Assembly after F&M leader Michael Pintard again attempted to table a U.S. criminal complaint which alleges that an unidentified Bahamian politician allegedly met with a drug pilot and a U.S. Drug Enforcement confidential source in Parliament in 2024 to discuss facilitating a multi-million-dollar cocaine shipment. Members of the governing side interjected as Pintard attempted to read from the complaint, and House Speaker Patricia DeVoe ultimately blocked Pintard from tabling the document. She said she would take the matter under advisement from her legal team. Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell said the complaint should not be introduced into the Parliament. And, quote, "That's the problem, and we're trying to protect you from yourself because this document you're talking about doesn't speak only about any particular person. It speaks of everybody, including you. So let me say this. We are protecting you against yourself. This document should not be introduced into this Parliament." Pintard also tried to table the document on Tuesday, but was prevented from doing so by DeVoe, who said it was against Parliament rules. Another row between House Speaker DeVoe and members of the Public Accounts Committee ended with threats of legal action yesterday afternoon. The Speaker ruled that the PAC could not review old matters it dealt with during the previous session of Parliament. PAC Chairman Michael Pintard rejected the Speaker's ruling, warning that he'd challenge it in court if necessary. The Speaker said that she would not be silenced on the matter. She told him, quote, "You're taking me to court? Carry me there. My legal team ready." The pact met yesterday at 1:30 p.m. after the morning sitting of Parliament. Shortly after 3:30 p.m., Nassau Village MP Jamal Strachan, who sits on the pact for the governing side, said that Pintar tried to improperly introduce old business the pact dealt with during the last session of Parliament. Energy, Utilities and Aviation Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis says frequent and prolonged power outages are part of the growing pains associated with the Davis administration's energy reform, assuring that the government is working diligently to bring relief. She said she wasn't making excuses, but, quote, criticizing, bashing, and tearing things down is easy. Transforming our energy sector is a continual process of improvement, and this government's priority is to make it more affordable, more reliable, and more sustainable. She was speaking during the budget debate in the House yesterday. 2 years ago, the government announced plans for widespread energy reform, including multiple LNG and solar power purchase agreements for islands across the country. Another key component was the transfer of BPL's transmission and distribution network assets to a newly formed company, Bahamas Grid, to manage that side of the operations going forward. Colby-Davis yesterday cited peak summer demand as part of the strain on the system, calling it a season of maximum energy demand and minimum margin for error. After publicly stating that he would hold new female recruits to a harsher standard than male recruits, Department of Correctional Services Commissioner Don Clare issuing an apology yesterday following severe backlash and calls for his resignation during a signing ceremony on Monday for new recruits. While he cited frustrations with the declining number of qualified male applicants, Clare said that female recruits would be fired after the first misstep, while he would offer more leeway to male recruits. According to Clare, the department originally planned to recruit 70 men and 30 women. However, it later adjusted the ratio to 60 men and 40 women. His remarks sparked criticism from many circles, including Women United President Lisa Boswick-Dean, who called for the commissioner's resignation while expressing that the commissioner's comments revealed an inability for him to remain impartial while managing a mixed-sex squad. In his statement, Clare acknowledged his comments as inappropriate and said that he sincerely regrets the disappointment and concern that followed. Prosecutors dropping charges against a man accused of a 2023 shooting in New Providence after he spent more than 2 years in custody. 20-year-old Christian Johnson of Washington Street faced charges of attempted murder and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life in relation to the December 8th shooting of Barry Knowles. Johnson was remanded to prison on December 18th, 2023, when he made his initial appearance before a magistrate. When he appeared before Justice Janine Weich-Gomez yesterday, the prosecutor, Betty Wilson, entered a nolle prosequi, bringing the proceedings to an end. And investigations continue after a man died after he fell from a roof while attempting to cut branches off a tree at a home on Palm Beach Street. Police say the victim struck a sharp piece of steel on his way down and died at the scene. Overseas, the U.S. and Iran traded strikes for a second day, pushing the Middle East closer to the resumption of full-scale war. The American attack, which lasted into this morning, Thursday morning in Iran, appeared more intense and wider than the day before, but Tehran released little information on the extent of the damage. An Indian official said a U.S. attack on an oil tanker allegedly trying to violate Washington's blockade on Iranian ports killed 3 Indian mariners, underscoring the danger to seafarers. It was the third time this week that back-and-forth strikes have rattled the Middle East. The first involved attacks between Iran and Israel, followed by 2 rounds of fire between the U.S. and Iran, which hit countries in the region that host American bases. The new exchange of fire coming as efforts to negotiate an end to the war appear or stuck, with U.S. President Donald Trump warning that Tehran would pay the price for stalled negotiations. Iran's foreign ministry saying in a statement today that the U.S. attacks had, quote, effectively rendered the ceasefire meaningless, without saying, though, that it was abandoning it. Central to the negotiations is Iran's stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz, which has driven up fuel prices and made food and other basics more expensive well beyond the region. A savage knife attack on Northern Ireland set off 2 nights of fiery riots stoked by anti-migrant rhetoric. The suspect, a 30-year-old Sudanese man who has claimed asylum in the United States, or the United Kingdom rather, has been charged with attempted murder, threatening to kill a second person and carrying a knife. Protests over the attack flared into violence in Belfast and several other areas. Masked men set fire to several homes they believed to house immigrants, torched a bus, and pelted police with rocks. The government says more than 24 people lost their homes and 12 police officers were injured in what Northern Ireland Secretary Hilary Benn on Thursday called racist thuggery. That Sudanese man used a kitchen knife to blind Stephen Ogilvy in the left eye and carved deep wounds on his head, face, and back. Graphic footage of the stabbing and the response of passers-by who subdued the attacker spread quickly on social media. Police have not revealed a motive for the attack, but said it's not believed to be terrorism.
This is Sport.
In sports, after a pair of fifth-place finishes over the last 2 seasons, Bahamian national record holder in the men's javelin, Keyshawn Strachan, finding himself on the podium at the NCAA Division I Outdoor Track and Field Championships this year. Strachan, a junior for the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Cornhuskers, earned a second-place finish and an All-American honor, winning a silver medal for his school and his country Wednesday. It's the Bombs' first-ever medal in the men's javelin competition at the NCAA Championships. Strachan had a massive throw of 80.65 meters to win the silver. It was his second throw, 80 meters or more this year, and the 6th of his career. The championships are ongoing in Eugene, Oregon, and will wrap up on Saturday. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section. No World Outdoor Championships or Olympics this year, but it's still a huge year for athletics worldwide and for Bahamian athletes looking to make their marks. The B3A's, Bombs Association of Athletic Associations, anticipating a busy summer for athletes from the NACAC Under-18 and Under-23 Championships and the World Under-20s to the CAC and Commonwealth Games and the inaugural World Athletics Ultimate Championships. All the teams will be finalized in the coming days with immediate focus on the B3A's combined junior and senior national track and field championships and invitational scheduled for June 19th through 21st at the original Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. B3A's president Jermico Archer saying at a press conference Wednesday that enthusiasm and optimism are high ahead of the summer meets. More on that in today's Guardian Sports section as well. And it's being called the comeback of the ages, a record-breaking comeback, capping off what could go down as a legendary play. The long road back to the top of the NBA is almost complete for the New York Knicks. They took a big step closer Wednesday night. The Knicks coming from behind 29 points, moving to the brink of their first championship since 1973 by beating the San Antonio Spurs 107-106 on OG Anunoby's tip-in with 1.2 seconds remaining. The Knicks, who have just 2 titles in their 80-year history and hadn't even been to the NBA Finals since 1999, have now a 3-1 lead and 3 chances to win the best of 7-5 Saturday night in San Antonio. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. first look at weather brought to you by Star General. So we've got the combination of a dry air mass and high pressure ridging that will continue to produce warmer temperatures and light to gentle easterly winds over much of the country through tonight. The heat and UV indexes, we still have to deal with those. The UV indices are expected to be in the very high range, and the heat indices can reach the triple digits today again. So, for today, the forecast calls for a mix of sun and clouds, becoming mostly fair tonight. A 10 to 20% chance of showers across the area. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable at times. Most areas, but the southeast Bahamas looking at winds increasing to about 50 knots by this evening. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs around 90, 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius. The heat index will make it feel like it's as hot as 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 78, 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. This weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple. You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Looking to elevate your gadget game or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the desktop expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Hope still lives in community. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for the Hope Walk 2026 on Saturday, June 13th at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay. Walk alongside survivors, patients, caregivers, and families as we come together in support. Enjoy fellowship, vendors, activities, and our inspiring Hope concert immediately following the walk. Register at gdcancersupportgroup.com.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
The unsung heroes give us pride in the present, hope for the future, and most importantly, become living examples of the best that we can be.
CIBC Caribbean wants to reward the unsung heroes in our communities. Do you know someone who's been doing outstanding work in their community or performed an extraordinary act of heroism, bravery, or kindness in the last 12 months? Nominate a hero today. Go to CIBCCaribbean.com to learn more.
No one likes a fender bender. From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969 and 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Follow us. All the information, everything you hear on the show, posted on those sites. And text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Join me now, Laverne Gardner. Laverne, good morning.
Good morning, Dwight, and good morning to our listeners, especially those in Grand Bahama.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hope all is well for you up there.
Yeah, it's hot. But all is well.
Oh, yeah, it is indeed. Yeah. My goodness, and it's just beginning. Well, we've got a lot to talk about this morning, as always. A little bit later, more on BPL, what's going on with BPL. We get deeper into what we've been seeing already. It's not even technically summer yet, but the power, although one of the headlines in the paper, the energy minister is saying BPL ready for summer.
Okay.
Yeah. That's one of those statements, like, that you want to believe it.
Like what?
You want to believe it, but it's is it probable? Is it likely? It's like, somebody saying there'll be.
Are we not in summer yet?
Not technically meteorological summer, but not official summer.
When does summer officially start?
June, around the 20-something, 20th, 21st, something like that. But, can you believe it? We hear this every year, BPL ready for summer. But you want to believe it, but it's not likely. It's like somebody saying there will be total peace in the Middle East by July this year. Like, that'd be great, but, sure. But we'll see. We're keeping our fingers crossed. And apparently, apparently we need to keep toes crossed, too, based on comments this week. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get a little deeper into the issues there in throughout the show this morning. But right now, let's talk about what else is in the news. So in the news, before we get to the local stuff, Laverne, were you up watching the game last night?
Listen, I wasn't until the very end.
Really? I dozed off.
Quarter.
I'm up early, so I dozed off. But wait.
I wasn't, Dwight, because, I'm just saying I really wasn't watching it because I was like kind of looking on my phone and saw the score and I was like.
Well, this is what I'm saying. When I dozed off, the score was like 100-40, and I said, well, this is over. And I dozed off, expecting it would be tied to a piece, but I couldn't believe what I woke up to.
Nope.
Like, wait, what?
No, Dwight, I'm telling you, the Spurs completely fell apart in that fourth quarter. Wow. Completely.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I started tuning in when coming towards the end of the third quarter, I was like, what's happening here? Because you could tell, when a team gets cold, the shots just weren't dropping, but everything was dropping for the next. And I was like, oh, hey, let me pay attention again.
Right. Wow. So, this is really quite something. And the Knicks one win away. This has not happened in my entire lifetime. Never known the Knicks to be a team worthy of
I think they
anything.
went to the finals in 1999.
Yeah. What's that? Who cares? But sure. But they've never won anything. Not since since the Bahamas became an independent country. We've been the jinx for the Knicks. But this may be the year. This is proving to be quite a year of change.
It's looking that way.
Right. But I do want to say, we didn't talk about it yesterday, but I've seen these videos of the New York fans just being awful to people in Spurs jerseys. You mean they're awful in general?
Yeah, I think they're one of the rowdiest fans.
But assault and battery. That's crazy. Just because you're walking around in a Spurs jersey, wow. But anyway, hopefully they'll be able to calm themselves down. I'm sure they would have liked for New York to win in New York, but it may happen. It may happen on Saturday in San Antonio.
If they win, I don't think. Yes. The preference would be to win in your hometown, but they win. I don't think they care to.
It will make a difference. Yeah, they'll burn down the city.
Make a difference. I don't think they'll be saying,
I'm not sure what's happening with your internet there, but hopefully we'll get it back up. Okay, so, but I hope everybody enjoyed the game, and it's going to be a great Game 5. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Okay, so the big headline in the National Guardian, blocked. Pintard again tries to table that U.S. criminal complaint in the House of Assembly, but the Speaker blocking him, and more clashes over the PAC as well as the opposition tries to seek answers on some things they brought up in the previous term, but they're being told you can't bring old business into this new term. We'll get to that in a bit. Something else we've been talking about for a number of days, and we said it yesterday. We think this would be the best course of action for the Commissioner of Corrections to issue an apology to everybody, to the public. And he did it. Our Caitlin Babb writing about it after publicly stating that he would hold new female recruits to a harsher standard than male recruits. Department of Correctional Services Commissioner Don called yesterday following severe backlash and calls for his resignation. You've been following this, Laverne?
I have been. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, I have been. And he issued an apology, I guess maybe for optics' sake. Maybe that's a good thing. But if what he said is what he feels and what he's going to do anyway, you know what I mean?
Well, based on the conversation he had with the minister.
You could write an apology.
Well, the Minister of National Security says that he spoke to him and that it was taken out of context. He was making, trying to bring some levity. I don't know. That's a serious joke. It's a very in poor taste joke. But
was there anything when he said it? Was there anything on his face, in his tone, that made you think that maybe he was kidding?
I didn't see any of the disturbing comments. But I don't know. I know how Bahamians are. People say nervous laughter, but that doesn't mean anyone's actually finding it funny. But let's read his apology.
Okay.
And then we'll get a little deeper into it. So this was issued yesterday, right after we called for him to do so. I don't know if we had anything to do with it, but this would definitely be something.
Well, let's take credit for it.
Yeah, sure. Letter of apology regarding remarks made during the signing on ceremony. On Thursday, June 9th, 2026, during the signing-on ceremony for the 81st cohort of Squad A, I made remarks that were perceived as discriminatory and offensive towards women. I wish to state that my remarks were never intended to demean, disrespect, or discriminate against women. However, I recognize that the comments were inappropriate and caused offense. or offense. I accept responsibility for the impact of my words and sincerely regret the disappointment and concern they have caused. As a public servant, I have always held women in the highest regard and deeply appreciate their invaluable contributions to public service, and advancement of our society. Oh boy, it's a weird statement. Okay. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of working alongside outstanding women leaders, including the Permanent Secretary, Deputy Commissioner of Corrections, Assistant Commissioners of Corrections, and many other dedicated women whose professionalism, leadership, and commitment I greatly respect and admire. I accept full responsibility for my remarks and acknowledge that they did not reflect the values, standards, and principles upheld by the Ministry of National Security, the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, or the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I sincerely regret my lapse in judgment and recognize that as a leader and public servant, I am expected to communicate with professionalism, respect, and sensitivity at all times. To Ms. Bridget E. Hepburn, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of National Security, the women of Squad A, the women of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, and the women of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, I offer my profound and heartfelt apology. I sincerely offends my remarks caused, and I acknowledge the disappointment and concern they may have occasioned. Mr. Don Clare, Commissioner of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. And that's the statement. All right. So he apologized to all the women. You know, I don't know if this had to be so specific to women. This should have been to everybody, right? Because I was offended too.
Well, apparently it was for women. Women were offended.
See, this is anyway. We have some real problems here. That didn't only offend women. It's a weird thing to have said. Apologize to everybody. I'm not saying that come and issue a new statement now, but in the future, don't do this. Like apologize to everybody. Right? And it's fine for men to have been offended by this too. You've got daughters, mothers, sisters, wives. Yeah, do you want this to happen to them? For them to be treated differently at work? Come on. But anyway, I guess we are... What's the word? We're growing pains. We're learning. But this, y'all are very interesting people. That's all I have to say. Laverne, let's open it up to comments from the audience. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll-free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's hear from you. But an apology is better than nothing. So, great. But, Laverne, you don't sound enthused. Sorry?
Behavior will determine whether or not the apology is sincere, and we won't know that. We won't, as the public, we won't be able to measure that because we're not in that environment. So all we can do is just take the apology at face value. He apologized, and we'll just go with it.
Yeah, wow. Some text coming in. This person
but I believe the first statement.
Yeah, well, it sounds like this text. This person says here they saw the clip. He was quite serious. There was no smile in his voice, and no one was heard laughing. In any event, notwithstanding the Hail Mary, any female officer who feels they've been discriminated against has a very good case with the Labor Board now. Well, yeah, that's pretty sad, pretty serious. And again, it's causing folks to bigger point that he was making. The challenges that his department is having, recruiting men, and many others having the same issues. Men just unqualified or uninterested in doing a lot of the jobs they are required that they need. They need people to do. And what are we doing? We've been talking about that for a couple of days on the show. What are we doing? Are we sending out the right messages to boys in the country? We clearly are not. We clearly are not. But where do we go from here? It's not the first time this has been brought up. It's been many, many, many years. Some would say decades. Yet we're still here. We're likely going to be here in 5 years, 10 years, because it doesn't seem like much is being done to get us out of this. We keep telling boys, it's fine, you don't have to do well in school. Just go, find a skill. But even those they don't want to apply for. We've got...
Just going to say, but even with finding a skill, do you need a certain level of education?
That too. But every week we have folks from various agencies, private institutions coming in to tell you about these programs they're offering. And even then, they're having a challenge getting men to sign up. Some of them are often free. So what is really going on here?
Yeah.
323.
Get to the heart of it.
Indeed. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us. Facebook us. Text us. 422-4796. Yeah, well, we will see. We will see. People are going to keep watching, as you said. We'll see if anything changes going forward. And
we won't be able to measure. We won't know, right? We're not in there, and that's not something that is like public, the training, the applicants. So we won't know what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. But if you think it's only there, think again, right? All right, so you can come back to that. Again, the big story in the paper today, blocked. Pintard tries again to table the U.S. criminal complaint in the House, but lots of pushback from that. You want to take that before we go on to this? Let's see if we can. Are you calling about this one? Yeah? Let's squeeze this in before we move on. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight, and good morning to your co-host.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, listen, it's unfortunate that the commissioner made those remarks. I know a little of him. I had some dealings with him in the past. I don't think he's a mean-spirited person. So I've given the benefit of the doubt that his apologies is a sincere one. But this is what I want to really say. The reason I think the Bahamas is facing problems with young men being qualified for certain positions. I made a statement yesterday on your show, and somebody thought that I should say it on your show. They think your show up more and back.
Oh, wow.
This is what I was saying. We need to change the curriculum, especially the preschools. They don't teach Hookon phonics in the preschools. If they teach Hookon phonics in the public preschools and carry it into the primary schools, I believe we would produce better citizens, especially at the male level, because at that young age, they're only king. I don't think they're going to build up any negative attitude at that age. I think that's a good thing for us to do. So I want to recommend to the Minister of Education, my good friend Chester Cooper, to introduce to the schools that they have not done it yet. I know it wasn't there. They haven't introduced it yet, but Hookon phonics is a very good reading tool that helps young people, young children to learn how to read. That's one thing I want to say. The next thing I want to say is if they have maths problems, believe you me, Dwight, if you teach kids how to play that, they will know from their one timetable to their 20th timetable. And tables is the thing that helps you a lot with math. If you know your table, it makes math easier for you. So try that. Try teaching your children how to play that and use the Hookon phonics program for reading.
Okay. Hey, we got to try everything. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. We got to do some stuff, and we need parents to. I know it's tough. I know you're working hard. You've got other kids, but you have to be an advocate for your children as well. You just can't leave it up to the schools. And
absolutely
right when they're like this summer. Just don't allow your kids to run wild and do whatever they want to do. You cannot put the brakes on the learning during these weeks. for the love of God, find something. And putting them in a camp might not be enough. Unless it's a academic camp, I guess. Right? You cannot be surprised when you go to school and find out when your child's 14 or 15 that they can't read and they are failing everything. That can't be the first time you know this. And that is far too common around here. Far too common. Let's take another call here.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Morning, yeah. Yeah, well, listen, I agree with the last caller. If they have some academic thing in place, even with those recruits, those young men who may have fallen short, because you remember in summer school, in order for you to make up for one or two classes, you may do a 6-week program, and that'll make you eligible to graduate. I think it's an easy fix. It's just a matter of putting a program in place for those young men who may have been short on certain subjects. So we need to start looking at how could we identify the weak points of the boys and the girls and how we can fix it. So I don't know what's going on with the communication with the commissioner of the prison, but if he has an issue like that, they need to connect with the Minnesota Permanent Secretary through the Ministry of Education.
Everybody knows this. This was not breaking news when he said that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I don't think it's as simple as what you're saying, because again, so if you don't have these, that's grade 9, sometimes grade 8, and yet you're in grade 11 and 12, you know you have a problem, and yet all these years have passed, and you're still here playing around basically in school, and we know that you barely got through grade 9, so it's very late by then, and that is a common story.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would you suggest is our solution to bring them back up to speed?
Bring back up to speed. That's a totally different issue.
All the person going back to school,
Yeah, well, so that's what they need to do, absolutely, right? You have to take it upon yourself to go back and to go and re-educate yourselves, and right, you're an adult now. But we have to deal with the young ones. At some point, start to fall off the cliff.
Right.
So it's two different issues there. But at some point, you can't wait for somebody to save you when you've already flunked out of school.
I understand. Yeah, I guess with the apology, I think it was sincere, and then we need to move on now. That's that.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, boy. Let's take this call, and then we'll move on. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Lavette calling from North Carolina.
Hi. How's it doing? How are you doing? How's it going?
I'm good. Everything is good over on this side. I just wanted to, hi, Laverne. Sorry. Hi, Laverne.
Good morning.
How are you?
All is well.
So, I just wanted to say that, somebody who's been in the schools for almost 10 years. I was a school called elementary school. Actually, I started off at Doris. I started my internship at Doris, and then I went into the schools at elementary level. I had one or two principals, always say, when I heard you was coming back, I ran for you. I guess they saw my name or whatever. But I want to say that I heard Mr. Pinder also indicated about math and phonics. But it's also very important that we start off with social emotional learning. I have a very good friend who is in Freeport who's studying. That's what she's doing right now with her PhD. We have to start that from the beginning. I attempt to apply for one or two grants one time and to try to bring that in, but it wasn't successful in the Bahamas. So I just want persons to know that. But it wasn't successful. I'm going to try again since the new government come in. Anybody who is interested in looking at that. That's social emotional. There's a program that I use. It's called Second Step. Trust me, I started that at Galvantines I didn't do it at Carlton Francis. I didn't know about it when I was there. But at Galvin Times, and I was about to do a research with a grade 3 level with social emotional. I didn't finish it off. But it's an awesome program. I don't know if, the school counselors, I'm amiss from what the school counselors do now. And it's school counseling, not guidance. Guidance counseling is the name is outdated. From that time, I know the Bahamas still uses that. But the name is school counseling. That's the new name. But you have a lot of qualified persons. Dr. Dietrich Bethel. You have a lot of persons who can also do these things. But do we use these persons, But like I said, I'm going to do the attempt again to try to, get some stuff together and try with that social emotional learning, because I think that is the biggest thing to help with young men and young boys. And another thing, parents, like you said, Dwight, parents. You cannot let your child go in school and you don't even know who your teacher is. Like, you come in for report card. You don't even know what grade your child in. Oh, wow. You don't even know what the teacher name. Come on, parents. And you guys talk about the Haitian Nationals. Trust me, they come to PTA, even though they might not understand, but they are there. They bring their children to school. They take their children from the school. They come in, the teacher says, hey, I need to see the parent. But some of us, we don't do a good job. I'm not saying all parents, because we got some good parents, mind you, who I used to work with. But we have some parents who need to step up. You guys need to step up. You got to step up. It can't be only the teachers and administrators, okay? But that social emotional learning, I think that's the way to go, along with the academics. I'm not throwing off the academics, but we got to start that, like Mr. Pinder say, sorry, Mr. Pinder, like he said, start that from the preschool. Yeah. Preschool, that's where we need to start it. So that's all I want to say.
Thanks a lot, Levette. Did you say
Hello, mommy.
Did you say you are coming back? You are? Or you still...
I said I'm coming back to introduce some programs.
Okay.
I'm going to try my best. And let me say this. I tried. I think persons who've already heard me. I have a PhD in counseling education. I attempted to come back some years back. They didn't accept me. Twice COB did not accept me. So, like I said, my PhD, yes, I know now they have a new program, and I think I know Dr. Dietrich Bethel. She was one of those who brought the school counseling program, which was really good. I was like Amanda and all the other persons who got on board and doing that. But at the time, like I said, I applied twice, didn't get successful, so I don't want persons to think like, at the point, that's what I was trying to do. But I really want to try to do some other things, continuous things to help with that. And the counseling, the mental health. I just did a suicide prevention presentation with Revolution Church the other day. And to hear about the suicide and all that, everybody could be involved. It don't have to only be trained or licensed persons to be able to assist persons with suicidal prevention in the presentation, but they were able to take away and use some stuff they can do when they hear a person saying, hey, I want to end my life, I want to do that sort of stuff. And I do that every day. I talk to about 3 or 4 persons who say they want to end their life on a daily basis. And I have to do interventions with them.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was another thing that I looked at as well.
All right, so keep us posted. Thank you for calling in. Always appreciate it.
I was.
Thank you.
You take care. Bye, Laverne.
You too. All right. We've got some more calls coming in, and let's take these. Caller, good morning. You are live on the air. Hi, good morning. Are you there?
Morning.
Hi, yes.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Good morning.
Hey, Laverne, don't forget to let us know what you like for this next Thursday.
Sorry?
You have to call in next Thursday to let everybody know what our light bill is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We're going to get into that a little bit later, yeah.
Yeah, but just Dwight.
All I want to say to you all in Grand Bahama is welcome to the dark side, literally.
Well, but the difference is that we're small enough in Grand Bahama, and we have the intellectual capability and the ovarian and testicular ovarian audacity and testicular fortitude to stand up and change this small island.
Oh, okay. When are you going to start doing that?
No, we have started. You know how you plant a seed? Right, let me first say, you plant a seed. You guys looking for the tree. We're developing the root system. So when we come out of the ground, we're going to be well rooted.
Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you'll see.
I can't wait.
Okay, let me just get to this learning thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
During the early 80s, when I first began to have children in 1985, there's technological advancement by Microsoft students and other developing software. There was a concept called adapt learning or the adapt learning framework. And this is digital. And my children have grown up on this. And the ones I have now use something called adaptive learning because it's evolved from adapt to adaptive. But the adapt is basically accessibility, develop skills, adjust levels, provide help, and track progress where every child begins to learn in an environment. The problem is that we are using educational system and learning methodology that is rooted in the 20th century, built on 19th century concepts. Children today are more immersive, learned, dynamic. Dwight, I don't know if you remember, we used to have phone books and things. Phone books used to come with our phones, telling us how to use it, everything else. Now you just get the phone. So what we need in the Bahamas, and it's something I use with my children, waiting now for education to double check them again concerning their learning abilities, not bragging when it's true. But I have a 9-year-old that can very easily be tested at the 10th grade level. A 5-year-old could be tested at the 2nd, and a 2-year-old could be tested above 1. These are learning things. So when you adopt an advanced, dynamic, adaptive, personalized teaching and intelligent virtual education system, it sounds long and complicated, but it's not. It basically, every time you teach a child, because let's use an example. You may have 20 kids in the 6th grade. Some may be at the 4th grade level, some may be in the 5th grade level, some may even be at the actual level, and some may be advanced. The teacher has them, about 20 kids for an hour, whatever amount of time. You can't learn them, and this is why you need assisted learning and adaptive learning. So what it does, it measures their skill, understands their learning style, and it engages each one of them individually. And so they develop their skills individually. The system adjusts their levels continuously. It provides help that is contextual to them, and it tracks their progress holistically. Then what happens is it allows teachers and other people to integrate help in real time. We, as a community, school, whatever, can visualize the growth, and this is what encourages development and exploration. Our school system of 100,000 students is ideal for this environment, and I have for 20 years said, if you go to these systems, these people who develop these systems, who would create a holistic one for us, they will fight to do this for you for free because they would like this as their record to be able to have 1 billion people for which they can make money. Now, just quickly order the thing. Here's your problem. That word dynamic is very, very important. That's why we're not going to have the power issue. What happens is we have first of all, Dwight.
Oh, but I may need you to call back on that. Okay. And let's take this call before we move on to another topic. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Strong. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, I love what everybody was saying, the lady from North Carolina, John Pinder, C. Allen. And so I think Bill Gates might have run a study in which they use AI or virtual learning to see if children are more receptive. So I don't know about the data on that. C. Allen may be able to comment on that. But even a dummy like me have an input, right? I'm juxtaposing what everybody have said. I love what the lady from Carolina was saying as far as the social, emotional, whatever learning, right? And so my son is at 3, he's in a preschool, and so he got something saying most improved in reading. So I was surprised he's even reading. But what I learned, for me, let's see if we can implement what everybody's saying and then turn around and create little simple narratives. Like,
okay, I just want to say one thing, though. One thing, though. Why were you surprised that he was reading?
Because he knows some times table, etc., but I've never heard him read. But, because he's 3 and he's preschool, he just started, I just never heard him read. I know my daughter's reading up to a level, beyond her age, but it's something that you said, you're juxtaposing what you said earlier. I was not surprised, but I mean that he got the award then, because he just started school. I'm not looking for children to run a competition. So this is what my real main message is, I think. If you encourage children, because the classroom is very small, Mr. Strachan, I noticed, don't care what nationality they are, it's a private preschool, they are very close. And I was impressed with that. And they were able to recite like literature and do some things on stage, et cetera, et cetera. So I realized that social bond is what is so important. So if we can start at an early age to encourage children, like let's say if one is behind, to encourage one another to learn and create simple narratives like keep your mind up to speed, let's read. Can't write, violence more than likely will incite. And so let's encourage children to help one another learn, and that would be, I don't know if she have that in the program, but that's what I see. And so for me, that's a far way to go because, you know, you collectively you learn and then you feel more acceptable versus calling someone a dummy and isolating someone. I've seen it in schools over and over, and it's not working. And then so even as it relates to the AI learning versus the actual teacher, let's get data on that to see if children are more receptive. I remember reading these things. And so that, you know, that's just what it is. I mean, because we can't just continue going along this month. Also, Andrew said something very important that made me initiate something that I started with some time ago, maybe like a year ago. Like my daughter's approaching high school in a minute. So I have to go over some stuff, and Andrew said something very important. You have YouTube, you have all these other things that you could go and try and enlighten yourself to make sure, you know, the older one, I pay attention to her. And you know something? I read the newspaper a few times, and she asked me the other night to read it because she want to read. And so this is the math and other things. I'll have to go over these things to make sure I'm on a level so she feels the confidence versus telling students this is difficult, that is difficult. That is where the problem lies, Mrs. Strachan. You could tell people what is importunate. It'd be importunate then because you can't teach people to give up. And it's almost like a message that we were told during the eugenical periods in slavery. We couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. That's pathetic for me. Give thanks.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Appreciate you sharing that. And that's another key point, right? Like you should know better than the teachers where your kids are reading, what level they're reading at. Right? You should know. Let them read to you. You read to them back and forth. Right? You know that they're reading. And you tell the teacher, you know, his reading is a little
I'm concerned about this or blah,
you
blah, blah.
should know.
How can we
exactly? What can we do?
And I know, you know, people are busy and, you know, you're trying to take care of the children. But I was raised by a single mom, just girls. And my mom found the time to make sure that we could read. She would make us practice vocabulary words. Summer was a free-for-all right up until coming towards the end of July, the beginning of August. Then you buckle down and you had to start schoolwork, Dwight, to get your mind prepared for going back into school. And so we as parents have to make sure that our kids, right?
Yeah.
We have to make sure that they are reading, that they are not just saying, do you have homework? Looking at the homework, seeing what they're doing, reading the teacher's comments, and these things you can do after hours there in bed before you turn in for the night.
Yeah. In the summer, give them a project. If they don't have anything from school, you give them something to work on. Make them read the papers, make them read something. You give them. Make them write a book. Whatever.
Yeah.
You do it. And find out where they are.
Writing a book is a bit much.
Well, I mean, it could be a picture book. It could be all kinds of things. It could be a short story. But you got to finish this. Your deadline is July 15th. I don't know. Say something. But you just don't be passive in this. Right? You can't, when you find out at 17 years old, you got to look in the mirror. This is on you, not the school, not the teachers. This is on you.
But I mean, how are you getting through school if you can't read?
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's how indeed, but it's happening. We've got a crisis, and we've known this. We've known this for a long, long time. Let me read some messages before we go to the break. This person says, I personally think that the summer break is much too long. Some of that time should be used to assist the struggling children in various programs. And there are programs, but you've got to get your kids in the programs. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
right? This person says, as an educator myself, that was a great insight from 52 this morning. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. This person LOLing and laughing. Welcome to the dark side, Laverne. I mean, you won't be laughing, though. But I pray for you. Pray for all of you in Grand Bahama.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be interesting. We got to go to the news. We'll be back. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. Also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:18, it is time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Hope Walk 2026. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for Hope Walk 2026 this Saturday at 6 a.m. Saturday at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay Park. Walk in honor of a survivor, in memory of a loved one, or simply to support those facing cancer today. Register now at gdcancersupportgroup.com for Hope Walk 2026 this Saturday. So here's what's happening. We've got a combination of a dry air mass and high pressure ridging that will continue to produce warmer temperatures and light to gentle easterly winds through tonight. High pressure will continue to dominate weather across the country throughout the end of the week, until the end of the week, which is bringing hot temperatures, light winds, and mostly stable weather with limited shower activity. Conditions are expected to change by late Saturday, though, as a tropical wave approaches, increasing the chance of showers and thunderstorms across the southern islands. By Sunday, wetter and more unsettled weather is likely across the southeastern islands, with showers and thunderstorms spreading to the rest of the country by early next week. High pressure will return behind the system, bringing stronger breezes throughout, until about midweek next week. In the meantime, though, for today, we're dealing with the heat and UV indices. They're expected to be high. UV indices in the very high range, the heat indices in the triple digits today. Your forecast, a mix of sun and clouds today, becoming mostly fair tonight. We're looking at a 10 to 20% chance of showers across most areas. And high temperatures around 90, 91 Fahrenheit, 32, 33 Celsius. But the heat index will make it feel like it's as hot as 102 Fahrenheit, 39 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 70s, around 78, 79 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook, for tomorrow, Friday, partly sunny, turning fair at night, still only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Changes coming Saturday. The northern half of the country is still looking at partly sunny, fair at night, but for the southern half of the country, a mix of sun and clouds with increasing cloud coverage by the evening, with rain chances jumping up a little bit for the southeastern islands. Sunday, more changes, cloudy to occasionally overcast with a 30 to 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the southern half of the country. Still partly sunny to sunny for the northern half of the country. But that's going to spread into most areas by Monday. A mix of sun and clouds turning mostly fair with cloudy periods for the northern half. Cloudy with showers for the central and southeast Bahamas. A pattern that's going to hold until Tuesday. In the tropics, we're watching a broad area of low pressure that could form over the Bay of Campeche by Friday from a westward moving tropical wave currently over the northwestern Caribbean Sea. The system has a low chance right now, about a 10% chance of tropical cyclone development within the next 7 days as it moves inland over eastern Mexico late this weekend. That is you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. .823, time for check of traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance. So we've got Mile Butler Highway traffic just north of the Fire Trail roundabout, all the way up to Tonic Williams Darling Highway. That's northbound, you're going to find that heavy traffic. Along Tonic Williams Darling Highway, some slow-moving westbound traffic towards that roundabout with Mile Butler, but also eastbound as you approach Bahamas Games Boulevard. Then we've got Blue Hill Road, a number of hot spots there along as you head along northbound, so near St. Vincent Road, some congestion there, but especially when you get to Carmichael, from Carmichael straight up to Independence Drive, some slow-moving northbound traffic this morning. Independence Drive looking better than normal going both directions at this hour, but Robinson Road, which is parallel, is seeing some slow-moving westbound traffic just west of East Street, straight up to about Market Street, and as you approach Blue Hill Road. So keep that in mind. East Street also busy for you from Malcolm Road all the way up to Robinson Road, pretty much. But especially as you get north of Soldier on the way to that roundabout with East-West Highway. And on the eastern side of Robinson Road, you've got that heavy traffic from Prince Charles Drive straight through to Marathon if you're heading westbound. Those are your hot spots right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by NUAinsurance.com. Need cover you can count on? You can buy motor insurance your way. Stop by your nearest branch or visit NUAinsurance.com. Simple, secure, and ready when you are.
To do so much, bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, we do. We're on your side, we're listening. We know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Wendy's and Coca-Cola are giving you the chance to experience the Essence Festival of Culture in New Orleans, July 3rd through 5th. Upgrade any premium lunch combo to a large with the Coke product for your chance to win. Win cash prizes, travel vouchers, or the grand prize, a VIP trip for two to Essence Fest. Grab a day single, Asiago Ranch, Chicken Club, or 3-piece tenders combo today. Eat big, sip Coke, win big with Wendy's and Coca-Cola. Rules and restrictions apply.
Hope still lives in community. Join the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group for the Hope Walk 2026 on Saturday, June 13th at 6 a.m. at Goodman's Bay. Walk alongside survivors, patients, caregivers, and families as we come together in support. Enjoy fellowship, vendors, activities, and our inspiring Hope concert immediately following the walk. Register at gdcancersupportgroup.com.
Not all water is created equal. Consider this. You've got many sources of drinking water at your disposal, and they seem like viable options. What are they? Now consider this. Quenching your thirst with water that's perfectly pure. Aquapure water has been proven to be perfectly pure. If quality matters to you, reach for a bottle of Aquapure. Be sure. Aquapure.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your
your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
CFAL is a proud sponsor of Team Bahamas for the 2026 Carifta Games.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up.
Owen Williams Bahamas doesn't mess about when it comes to product range and product knowledge.
If it's a new product come in the store, we walk the store and study that product.
One thing with our boss, if a new product comes in, he takes the time and he's always keeping us up to date with product knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had to study, and we had exams at the end of each product.
Yeah.
The only way we can sell the product effective, we have to know that product. Yeah, that helps us to relate to our customers. It gives us better knowledge to know what product to introduce to them. You understand? So we can know what product to give them to use and what product not to give them to use.
Mm-hmm.
So product knowledge is really key in Sherwin-Williams.
They got the keys. And the key is the product knowledge that comes with our extensive product range at Sherwin-Williams Paints, Bahamas. Find color in every day.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Thursday morning. Okay, we've got a lot to talk about. So we're going to get to BPL, what was said in the House yesterday, and where things stand at this point, and hopefully we'll get some interesting perspective on this as well, especially in our business hour. We're going to get to that. Want to get to the what came out of the House yesterday, Laverne, as Michael Pintard again tries to table that U.S. criminal complaint, and it's blocked again 2 days in a row, and the clash over the PAC as well. So all of that. But I do want to read, because I know when we start with that, we won't get back to this. But a couple things. A court matter and something from the crime report yesterday. And if you were listening to the show yesterday, somebody called about an incident about a month or so ago with a motorcyclist and the driver bumping into the motorcyclist and another one coming back and shooting at the driver. And that was, I hadn't heard the shooting part, but apparently that, yeah. Coincidentally, yesterday morning, a similar incident happened. And this story is disturbing on multiple levels. So this is the crime report, which was issued yesterday morning. Police investigate shooting incident. Police have launched an investigation into a shooting incident that occurred shortly before 1 a.m. Shirley Street, leaving 2 juvenile females and an adult male seeking medical attention. Yeah? 1 a.m. Okay. So according to preliminary reports, officers were alerted after 3 individuals arrived at the hospital in a private vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds. 3 people. Investigators responded and subsequently interviewed the adult male victim. The victim reported that he, accompanied by the mother of his child and her sister, traveled to the Okra Hill area to pick up his sister after her boyfriend allegedly assaulted her. Following so far?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. To avoid a confrontation, he parked a short distance away and waited for his sister to walk to the vehicle. 1 a.m. As she made her way to the vehicle, a group of men reportedly directed abusive language towards her. She entered the vehicle without incident, and the group departed. traveling west along Shirley Street. During the journey, 2 men riding a motorcycle allegedly approached the vehicle and opened fire, discharging several shots in their direction. The driver reportedly struck the motorcycle with his vehicle, causing both riders to fall. The occupants then continued to their residence before seeking medical attention at the hospital for injuries sustained during the incident. The victims were identified as 2 juvenile females, ages 16 and 17, and the 20-year-old male. 20. The 16-year-old suffered a graze wound to the abdomen, while the 17-year-old sustained injuries to her left forearm. The adult male received a graze wound to his right ear. The 16-year-old female and the adult male have since been treated and discharged from the hospital. The 17-year-old remains hospitalized in stable condition with injuries that are not considered life-threatening. The investigation continues. Some very young people. Very young people. We assume one of those juveniles is the one who was leaving her boyfriend's after the assault at 1 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what that's what's. That's all. I guess that's all we should say. Just Okay. We pray for everyone's speedy recovery, but they know who these people are, I'm sure, and can let the police know who they are, and hopefully this can be dealt with. But how likely is that? We'll see. Yesterday, there were lots of doubts as to whether the Americans involved in that brawl at the cruise port and the subsequent brawl at the police station would be charged. Well, according to the Tribune, they were. 6 American cruise passengers were fined more than $47,000 yesterday after admitting to a violent brawl at Nassau Cruise Port that spilled into the tourism police station, where police say 4 officers were injured and a glass door was smashed during the attempted escape. The Colorado visitors, 22-year-old Daniela Duran, 27-year-old Gabriela Aguilar, 19-year-old Jalen Duran, 26-year-old Irvin Castro, 21-year-old Andrew Tapia, and 50-year-old Jose Duran appeared before Senior Magistrate Kendra Kelly Burroughs on a raft of charges stemming from the Monday afternoon disturbance. They faced various charges, including 5 counts of assaulting a police officer, disorderly behavior in a police station, disorderly behavior, resisting arrest, obscene language, escape from lawful custody, causing dangerous harm, 2 counts of damage, and obstruction. Police say off at 4:45 p.m. on Monday to a fight involving several cruise passengers in the port area. The defendants admitted to assaulting one sergeant, corporal, 2 corporals, a police constable, and another police constable. Police say the accused resisted arrest and cursed at the officers. Irvin and Daniela seriously injured Corporal Michel by dislocating his shoulder. The suspects who damaged police constable Hanchel's Apple Watch and a glass door belonging to the police force attempted to escape lawful custody. Jose Duran was accused of obstructing officers in the execution of their duties. According to police, officers intervened in the initial altercation and took the suspects into custody with help from additional personnel. The confrontation escalated at the tourism police station, and officers prepared to search the 5 arrested passengers. Police say 1 female suspect threw a chair through a glass door, shattering it, while a male suspect kicked out the remaining glass while trying to escape. He was subdued by the police. Additional police units were called to restore order. In one video, a young man in a white T-shirt, blue shorts, and bright blue suit at the door at the tourism police station. A man in a red shirt and beige pants then grabs the young man as a police officer comes out of the building. Broken glass can be seen scattered outside the entrance. The video shows several officers and the man in the red shirt restraining the young man against a flagpole outside the station before officers take him back inside. Police say the 5 suspects suffered minor injuries during the fight At the cruise port, they were examined by EMS personnel. After pleading guilty, the defendants claimed they were intoxicated during the incident. Daniela was fined $16,600 or will face 1 year in prison. She must also compensate Corporal Michelle $2,500. That's the apple. And PC Hanchell $125. Gabrielle and Jalen were each fined $11,600 or face 6 months in prison. They must each compensate PC Hanchell $125 as well. Andrew was fined $4,600 or face 1 year in prison. Irvin was fined $2,800 or face 6 months in prison. He must also compensate Corporal Michelle $2,500. Jose was fined $150 for obstruction or face 1 month in prison. All right, let's get your reaction to that really quickly before we move on. What was there? Some hefty fines there. $16,000 is a big one. $11,600. Wow. Let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Caller, good morning. You're live on the air. Hi, are you there? Okay, call us back, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. What do you make of that, Laverne? Are you there? Do we lose you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was on mute. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was saying I'm surprised that they got charged, honestly. I didn't think that they would. In my mind, I figured, they probably get a warning, a very minimal fine, and then sent on their way.
This was some serious stuff, though. This was a big brawl. This was big damage.
Violent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, folks get fined. That happens. It's not uncommon. I mean, the fines are bigger than maybe some we've seen. But I don't know. No way. No way. Caller, what say you? Good morning. Hi, good morning. You're live. You just called in. Don't be so impatient. Yes. All right.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Dwight, I'm wondering how this works.
We're listening.
Oh, yeah. Do they pay the fine after they go home and send the money back, or they pay the fine before they leave?
I can't imagine why they would be allowed to leave.
Well, Dwight, let's see how this pans out. Because I have a sneaky feeling that if they are, forced to put up a bond or something right up and now, they may be allowed to go home and never pay the fine.
No, I mean, why are we even speculating? I mean, this is not the hardest thing in the world. I'm sure they've got relatives over there who can get them some money and send it. So you don't have any faith in anything we do around here. That's what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying because we have preferential treatments for foreigners.
What?
Yeah, well, isn't that what you were complaining about, police officers?
Right, not wasn't.
And so they may be allowed.
I'm saying there are different rules for Bahamians. I didn't say preferential treatment for foreigners.
There are different rules. Sometimes it appears for...
Laverne kind of low. I'm not sure what's going on. Yes.
Yeah, there are different rules. There appears to be different rules for visitors. My mind goes back to the case with the... I think they wore the uniform of a police officer, broke a finger, something like that. I don't know if you remember that a couple of years ago. And it was like a minimal fine. The person was, I think, inebriated.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, no, I'm just, I'm just wondering if the system is in play for them to pay that fine before they leave the country. That's all I'm concerned.
They have to pay it, or they face jail time.
Yeah,
No.
because then, if it's not so, then we are really running a rum shop. Anyway, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So people saying the same thing. They don't. Wow. Okay. This texter says if this happened in the U.S., they'd be in the hospital or the morgue. Told you yesterday, no jail time. Well, they do face jail time. If they don't pay the fines, they face jail time. I hope that their money can pay for the medical bills, the physiotherapy, and the time lost from usual police duties, and the pain and suffering that had been a Bahamian. I'll move on. Caller, good morning. You are live on the air.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Hey. All right. Just on the fact, you and Laverne, I heard you mention that preferential treatment, and someone mentioned that in the call or something like that. They do get preferential treatment. Let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about. The issue that took place at the station, if there were a number of, let's say the roles were reversed, if this incident had happened in the United States, police officers injured and so forth, the fact that civil suits would come out of that into probably the hundreds of thousands already indicate that is a preferential treatment. So if I don't know if it's a former caller or texter just mentioned the fact that the physical recovery, the fact that you had a whole officer had his shoulder dislocated, and the fine of $40,000 is a prime indicator that was preferential to some degree.
Mm-hmm. No, it's, I can't see that. But there's nothing stopping him from taking a civil suit against them. I mean, I wouldn't do it in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's something.
Well, that's something else. But if he could sue them in the States, he would be.
So let me go even further. You remember a couple months ago, Dwight, and your host, a millionaire was caught in the Bahamas on his boat with multiple firearms, multiple rounds of ammunition, and the man was fined and allowed to go home.
Yeah.
Now, if that was any one of us, Dwight, if that was any one of us, what do you think was going to happen?
Yeah. Well, and the excuses, and many Bahamians made excuses too about, this is in his country, it's legal, so what's the problem? And that was disturbing. What are we going to do about it? Knowing this, is anything changing? We're just going to be. This is all that we can accept. This is just how it is. Some people have been saying this stuff for a long time, but nothing's changing. That's just our lot in life. Okay. Well, there you go. Americans get shot by off-duty police officers. Somebody's charged with murder days later. The following day, Bahamian is shot by an off-duty officer. And they want us to forget about it. Not a word. But clearly you all are happy with it. You're fine. Right? What about this, Laverne? Yeah? You're muted again. Okay. Nobody's talking about it.
Yes, I am.
Oh, boy. What is...
We're talking about it.
Yeah,
no one else is talking about it.
No one's talking about it. Oh, well. All right. But they want to talk about, though, the only thing they want to talk about is everything that happens in the House of Assembly. So let's get to that. Blocked. Pintard again tries to table the U.S. criminal complaint, and the Speaker's not having it. Fred Mitchell, with some good reasons why it shouldn't. But take a listen to this. So we'll get to what Fred Mitchell had to say in just a bit. But Artanika Thompson writing today. A row erupted in the House of Assembly yesterday after F&M leader Michael Pintard attempted to table a U.S. criminal complaint which alleges that an unidentified Bahamian politician allegedly met with a drug pilot and a U.S. Drug Enforcement confidential source in Parliament in 2024 to discuss facilitating a multi-million-dollar cocaine shipment. Members of the governing side interjected as Pintard attempted to read from the complaint, and House Speaker Patricia DeVoe ultimately blocked Pintard from tabling the document. She said she would take the matter under advisement from her legal team. Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell said the complaint should not be introduced into the Bahamian Parliament. He said it's opposition that keeps beating this drum. Take a listen to what Mitchell had to say yesterday.
newspaper, the Nassau Guardian, with a headline which says, House Speaker MP dismissed claims that politician met with drug dealer in Parliament in 2024. For a transcript of what was said in the exchange yesterday, I've had a preliminary look at it, and I would like to have a more considered look at it, but it is my view that at no point did I say any such thing. My point yesterday was entirely a technical issue about whether or not a particular document was to be allowed in, or some statement was supposed to be made with regard to it. And I confined my remarks to that. And I am again confining my remarks to that. So I'm indicating, Madam Speaker, that I intend to make a formal written presentation on this, but I hold my hand at this point. Newspaper, the Nassau Guardian, with a headline.
Okay, that is part of directly to Pintar. He says, quote, that's the problem, and we're trying to protect you from yourself because this document you're talking about doesn't speak only about any particular person. It speaks of everyone, including you. Let me say this. We are protecting you against yourself. This document should not be introduced into Parliament. If you want to go to the rum shop and talk all of that, you could talk all day about it. Do that in the rum shop, not in here. Not in here. Pintard also tried to table the document on Tuesday, but was prevented, as we said. So Pintard asking in Parliament, one of the points raised by the member for Fox Hill, he spoke about untested documents, and I want to know whether or not he is referring to the U.S. District Court as an unreliable source. And then secondly, if he is asserting that the document is untested, even though relied upon by a grand jury. The comments elicited groans and rebuke from members of the governing side. Mitchell rose to interrupt. However, Pintard continued to speak, and of course there was a lot of that back and forth yesterday. There's a lot of... what do you make of what's going on? What do you make of what's going on here? I think the points that Mitchell made yesterday were actually what he should have said on Tuesday about, the fact that these are just claims, allegations that are being investigated, and until they're further along, don't do this at this point. But a lot of it just seems to be you're just trying to cause trouble. Sit down and stop causing trouble. Is that the way you're seeing it, or you've got a different perspective on it? Let's hear from you. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take this call. Good morning, call. You're on the air.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
This is what you call gaslighting 101, or trying to deflect from what's actually going on. I see nothing wrong with at least attempting to let the Bahamian people know, what is transpiring or whatever. I don't think the opposition is attempting to say the PLP is wrong in any way. They just wanted to table. Like I said, I'm not versed in politics and gaslighting like that, so I'm not sure what's the issue. Is there an issue? If you just giving information, that's something that's already going on as relates to the DEA or whatever. I'm like I said, I listen to try to get information. I don't see what's the issue. I see the governing party trying to quiet or trying to muffle democracy, in my opinion. That's what I'm getting. But I'm not a hardcore PLP for them or COI, so I don't know. But that's what I'm getting as a lay person who's not a political or a hardcore PLP or any of these other political parties. That's what I'm getting from it. So you guys could probably better enlighten me. I'll hang up and listen.
No, we actually can't get it. And like I said, I did understand. Thank you for the call. I did understand some of the points that Mitchell was bringing up yesterday.
I'm sorry, caller. We can't enlighten you any further.
The opposition from the government side is more intense than is necessary. Right? It's all well and good to want to wait until more is revealed in the court matters and stuff, but I think people are saying the names are redacted, so it's not like a claim is being made about somebody.
Right. And my thing is, it's almost being treated as if you found this on somebody's site somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we found this on a gossip site somewhere. No, that's not what happened.
No. Yeah.
See, that this wasn't found somewhere. But it seems to me, I'm getting the feeling as if this is the way that this wants to be treated, as if, this is very trivial, almost like we're just carrying on as business as usual. This is not an issue. And you bringing it up. You're the one making an issue out of it. The words, let me say it right before the next thing you know, in the house again, I looking at something from The Guardian, and that's not what I said. We get another one of those statements, right?
Oh, well.
But I think the words were like, you're the one who keeps reading this. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not quoting this. Let me say that.
But that also is causing
you're
folks...
the one who's bringing up this thing. You're the one. What do you mean you're the one? This wasn't created by this. This isn't like the Free National Movement is trying to. They're doing this because they're out there campaigning.
No. But also, they're not the only ones. The public has had a lot to say about it. Everybody's asking, who is politician number one? Who are these people?
Talking about it.
Yeah.
They are continually talking about it. The public is talking about it. People are asking questions. People are traveling and encountering situations when they travel, and they're wondering, am I encountering this because of this situation?
Yeah.
Like, people are talking of this is something that's happening continually.
Yeah, excellent point. But as we've seen with this administration and others, anybody who questions or is opposed to something they're doing clearly is a member of the opposition. Clearly is not part of their. The only one talking about it. Right.
We're not supposed to ask questions.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to question everything.
Well, if you do, you're one of them.
Smartly.
You're one of them.
Right.
Yeah. So anybody who says something.
Smartly.
Which is crazy stuff. Let's take some more calls before we have to take a break for news. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Does our government have respect for a grand jury finding that brings an indictment in the United States? That is the question, because the document being tabled doesn't say that anybody in the House of Assembly is guilty or that what the outcome of the case will find them guilty, but we have to, as co-equal governments, respect the grand jury finding at this time. They want to bury it and move on. You see what I'm saying? That's all the document is saying, that they have made a finding, someone is indicted, it was credible enough, and if the Bahamas government is not going to respect a grand jury finding, then we are in trouble. You all have a nice day.
Okay, thank you very much. Another call. Caller, you're live. Hi, caller, you're live on the air.
Yes, good day again. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Ask you guys a question. The matter that you're talking about right now, right? Has there been a, and then how would I put it then? Has there been a declaration as to who is that person that's in that indictment that the U.S. government is speaking about?
A few weeks ago, the government said they were...
Has it been declared who that person is?
I'm answering you. A few weeks ago, it was investigating, and it was having their local agencies investigate. We don't know what the status of this. That would have been great to hear yesterday, too. But we've not heard a thing.
Okay, now, if I don't know if you guys understand, investigation takes place.
In other countries, we understand, but not in the Bahamas, because investigations go on for years and you never hear the results.
The House of Parliament is a different beast.
Oh, you better believe it.
The House of Parliament, remember, it has to be based on actuality and facts and a finding. You can't go in there and speculate. Even though you have an indictment in a foreign district that you would love to table, you must understand that there are certain principles that law and the Constitution governs. And if the Bahamian people...
So I'm not sure what you're trying to do by what you're saying today. Again, if you're going to be doing PR for them, explain to us where the investigation stands. Can you tell us that?
There's a parliamentary procedure. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What's happening with that?
In relation to that, you cannot, if something is in a different district, as it relates to a legal proceedings, and there's no complete findings yet, that's being presumptuous ahead of time. In other words,
do you know what's happening locally to determine whether there is any merit to this?
There's an investigation.
Yeah, who's involved in that? What does that entail?
That does not, the investigation, if it's going on locally, has not concluded yet.
Do you know who's involved in that? Since you know so much, who's a part of that?
That's standard law.
No, it clearly isn't. Who's a part of that? What can we expect? How long will it take? What do you know?
Sir, that's as simple as somebody going and breaking into somebody's car and an investigation is going on. They have to determine, do their investigation, then come to a finding.
Who's they?
You can't. Who you mean who?
Who?
The police.
The police? Oh, okay.
Good God, Zion.
Yeah. You know that you're a clown. Please, stop. Stop. We have no faith in that anything has happened. Again, this could have been said yesterday by the people we voted to do these things. Stop it. Stop. Don't even waste our time with your nonsense. I mean, I entertained you far too long. It's ridiculous.
Let's be clear, though, Dwight, because I think you and I, our discussion weren't really even focused so much on the opposition trying to table this document as we were focusing on the fact that let's not try to trivialize this. Am I incorrect? Because that's the way that our discussion was going. So the attempt to defend or whatever under the guise of, and I'm always leery when people call and say, can I ask you a question?
Oh, my God. There's one way for me to put my hand close to the drop sign.
Can I ask you the question?
If you ever do that, you're about to get dropped. Don't ask me any questions.
Yeah. I ask you a question, right? But we are saying that we are concerned about this. This isn't just a matter of the opposition bringing this up as a distraction.
The police are investigating
this.
Seriously?
Bahamians are concerned about this.
Are the police investigating the off-duty officer who shot one of us? What are them who are named in all these things? They are investigating this? Yeah, please.
We're supposed to ask you about that, Dwight.
Oh, my God.
What's going on with our case?
Which one? The one with all the police? That one?
The one, yeah. About.
Well, it's not in a Bahamian court, so you better believe things will happen. But the circus is in town, folks. The circus is in town. It's going to be here for 5 years. 5 years.
You're going to get named. You're going to get called.
Yeah, well.
Cause some problem.
Oh, man. Anybody, you satisfied with that just now? What was that? Okay, we got it. One of his friends sent a text.
Oh, Lord.
Dwight, the caller is right, and you won't let him speak. Please stop pulling for foolishness. You seem to like to not want to hear the truth. Clearly, you didn't vote for the PLP. The more you try to mislead the Bahamian people, we have some people who know the law.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Let's take some calls.
You're misleading?
Me.
You are misleading the Bahamian people.
Right. He's investigating.
Wow.
Well, everyone can sleep well tonight. The police are investigating who politician number one is. Wow.
You know what's crazy to me? You started off mentioning the fact that you believe that Mitchell
I think he did. Yes, I think he made some sense. It made a lot of sense.
I started this conversation saying that. How did it get to that texter believing that you are misleading the people?
Again, they only hear what they want to hear. They only hear what they want to hear. Like I said, if he'd said these things on Tuesday, I think people are like, yeah, you're making sense. This is a lot of speculation. It's court. People say things. You can't verify it. Sure. But you also said last month that you are going to investigate these claims because you take them very seriously. Who's investigating? Where do things stand all these weeks later? Can we get something on that? Now you're saying, oh, this is gossip. Keep that in the room. But you said you were going to investigate it too because you thought it was serious. And Pintard is saying, well, hey, you've got, the whole Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You've got access to folks and you could find out some more information about what's going on.
Well, it goes
Everything's
in the room until the investigation has been happened. I know that as a Bahamian, I ain't concerned about it.
Wow. Let's take these calls. We got to take a break soon. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Laverne things is good in Grand Bahama.
Oh, you're here?
I hearing some things happening. Electricity can be reduced today. I don't know.
Yeah. So
but,
I'll let you know. My next billing cycle will be maybe out by the time I do the show.
You only pay for the electricity you use. So if the power is off, you won't pay for that.
Sound like we can need what you call it prepaid electricity, Dwight. So at least you could top up the electricity with your $20. But Dwight,
sure.
I will let you know. My bill that I just paid is almost $200.
Oh, that's not bad.
And that's with no AC. And I also have gas stuff. There was one.
You weren't running the AC at all the last month?
No. I have not turned on the AC. No. So this month, when I get my bill, I'll let you know.
Okay,
I'll let everybody know.
What I was about to say, right? Clearly, one of the clowns is missing from the circus. The last caller was, and I glad you dropped that because, the circus is seriously in because if you could have people talking, PLP supporters talking about people, persons don't want to hear the truth. But we the public, we are advocating for a freedom of information for decades. And this second-term government, right, still ain't interested in providing no truth to Bahamians. And I believe the only reason why Mr. Mitchell changed his tone is because of the fact that this matter is not going away. And, they start with a dumbing down process first to see if they could, get people to stop talking about it. But because this situation could never go away, you can start to see more backpedaling because, this case has nothing to do with no political party inside this country other than the PLP, right? This is an international case, and it appears that the foreign minister really don't know how to deal with international situations. All he continue to do is dumb down, and it really doesn't make no sense. Have a nice day.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Well, I don't know if it's only one, but we'll see. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Dwight and Laverne, good morning.
Good morning.
Dwight, I think it was previously, I think it was the day before yesterday, made a connection between the Peter Turnquest matter and this current matter. The report.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The circumstances, and I believe that there are similarities because Peter Turnquest, when the Prime Minister at the time was leader in the Senate, and he tabled the document for Peter Turnquest when the writ was filed in the Supreme Court. keep in mind, if a writ is filed, that's not a conclusive document. It's just a legal proceeding that is taking place. And it was right at that point that he filed the document and even asked for the resignation. Now, we know that sometime later Peter Turnquist was acquitted. But the point I'm making is the document and the materials in question is, as one caller pointed out, the result of a grand jury finding.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think that a writ in the Bahamas Supreme Court and a grand jury finding in the United States, there are some similarities, because they're all leading to whether statement of claim or fact, or should I say allegations against a particular defendant. So if you look at it from that angle, I think the standards are not the same. They're using different standards for these very two situations. And I think that both political parties, and I say this with a very, very serious caution to Michael Pintard, that one of the things that we see a lot in politics is the standard changes when you become government.
Yeah.
When you are in opposition, you find yourself wanting a specific set of justification and accommodations. But the minute you become government, all of a sudden those same desires, that same passion with which you would have pursued a certain set of accommodations goes away. And this is exactly what the Prime Minister and his team is doing right now. They're trying to convince the Bahamian people that what was good for them when they were in the opposition is now no longer good that they are in the government.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is wrong with Bahamian politics. And I can assure you that, and I said this before, I can assure you that when Michael Pintard becomes the government, the very same reversal is going to happen.
Yeah, very scary.
Going to the same thing that he's asking for now become an inconvenience when he becomes the government.
Yeah.
And until we have men in the Bahamas, I remember one of my favorite sayings from Randolph Fox was, he said, "If there be trouble, let it be in my day so that my children may be free." And he said that as a man who was willing to stand firm on the same set of principles no matter where it took him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem that we have in the Bahamas.
Indeed.
The
Yeah.
principle change depends on where these people arrive.
Thank you very much. I mean, that is common in politics all over the world, but definitely here in the Bahamas. Definitely here in the Bahamas.
for
So
sure.
I just want to read this quickly.
Yeah.
This is what the part that I got what Mitchell was saying, right? But Pintard also had some good points as well. So he's saying with the document, this is Mitchell, quote, "The distinction is you're not," this is the same thing related to the Peter Turnquist. "The distinction is you're not dealing with a Bahamian document. What I'm saying is that any document which is, I use the word untested and prejudicial in the public domain could also be libelous. And we do not, in my view, want to cloak this document with the authority or formality of Parliament, which avoids any member in this House taking action in his personal capacity to defend his or her reputation. On the basis of that, we say that this side objects to any such document being entered into the record." Mitchell said the government does not see the relevance of the criminal complaint in the budget debate as well, right? And he said, quote, "The debate is about the budget and the allocations of the budget, and to distract us from this, we're being twisted and turned, or attempted to be twisted and turned into these spacious arguments," I think maybe specious, "arguments about some documents, the source of which we don't know, as with it." But Pintard said that the Southern District of New York, where the document was filed, is not an unknown jurisdiction. Yeah. But again, you don't know the source of the claims until the investigation is, fully brought into existence there. So much that is unknown. We understand that. But you also said you were investigating. Right? Yes, I understand. This is not the time for this debate. Dealing with the budget, need to tell us. You owe it to us to tell us where things stand. People want to know what is going on. Need to know what is going on. What have you uncovered? What have you done? Did you reach out to the authorities over there, here, anywhere? Or was it just issue a statement and they'll forget about it? It's not going to be good enough. Not going to be good enough. Got to take a break. When we come back, we're talking about electricity and the challenges throughout the country But the minister says, as they say every year, that they're ready. What are they ready for? We'll try to find out. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Wake up and cash in with Everybody Wins Live. For the entire month of June, every purchase made between 6 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. at participating stores gives you a chance to win exciting prizes, surprise rewards, and qualify for our early bird morning spend. Catch those early hours, play big, and have a shot to win even bigger in the month of June. More hours, more fun, and more opportunities to win. Only at Everybody Wins Live, where the early bird always wins. Terms and conditions apply. Remember to game responsibly.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Thursday, June 11th, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner. And this morning we're talking about BPL, the energy situation in the country, power outages affecting New Providence, many islands struggling, Eleuthera, Cat Island over the weekend, impacting the Reagan Scrape Festival, their bread and butter festival there. We're having some serious times here. And the headline in one of the papers today, BPL ready for summer. Not this again. Every single summer since I was a child, in every paper, some minister responsible for BPL says something like this, BPL, BEC, whatever it is. And they say this, and yet every summer, there are issues. Every summer. But once again, here we go. They're but what is ready for what? Ready, what does that mean? Ready to Well, take a listen to what Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis had to say in the House yesterday. She said this is all because of growing pains, because of the work they're doing, the energy reform they're doing. This is why we're having these issues now. But better will come. Take a listen to this report from our Vonik Toot.
Rephrase it, Madam Speaker. Let me rephrase it for you, Madam Speaker. Member. Let me rephrase it. What she said, Madam Speaker, is untrue. What she said, members.
Amid mounting frustration over frequent power outages in several areas heading into the summer months, Minister of Energy, Utilities and Aviation JoBeth Colby Davis exchanged words with Opposition Leader Michael Pintard and Fort Charlotte MP Andre Rollins in the House of Assembly over energy reform efforts. Colby Davis asserted that while she is not making excuses for service disruptions, Bahamas Power and Light is experiencing growing pains.
Yes, Madam Speaker, we are
experiencing growing pains. See, I know I tremble in waters. I know that.
God is in you. Let him know, yeah?
But I started with Isaiah 41.
That's right. Let him know. They forget that.
And that's who's with me. Yes, Madam Speaker, we are experiencing growing pains. We're experiencing growing pains, Madam Speaker.
The member for Elizabeth is materially misleading the House. The reality is, this past weekend, we had Bahamians sweating. Like Leslie Miller often says, Bahamian people sweating because the lights were off in New Providence for more than 24 hours in certain locations. In Cat Island, the constituency for the member, for the Prime Minister, they had to apologize, issue a press release because they were without power for the signature Cat Island Rake and Scrape Festival. An embarrassing occurrence. And she tells us, the member for Elizabeth tells us that we are heading in the right direction, that we are making progress. That is not progress, Madam Speaker. We are regressing.
Kobe Davis insisted that the added demand can strain sections of the network and increase the likelihood of power outages, with some communities experiencing more outages than others.
Some service interruptions will occur. This is an expected part of the extensive infrastructure upgrades taking place across New Providence, all while we continue to operate and maintain the system that powers thousands of homes and businesses each day. Right now, certain outages are happening as we complete essential foundational work. In some areas, electrical loads that are normally shared between two circuits are temporarily being supported by just ongoing.
She added those who are criticizing the government's efforts to build a more resilient energy future did nothing to modernize the country's energy sector when they had the opportunity.
Those who have so much to say have nothing to show for the time they were given. In fact, they have yet to present a comprehensive energy plan, not even during their campaign. What's even more troubling, Madam Speaker, is the way they behave. As though if they had won, they would step into government with the next day with everything miraculously fixed. That's right. But here's the reality, Madam Speaker. They would be relying on the very same engineers and technicians working the same lines, wires, and circuits we are currently upgrading.
She noted that BPL is preparing for peak demand in the coming weeks.
BPL has 340 megawatts installed capacity on New Providence, which will increase to 385 megawatts at the end of the month. 36 megawatts on Abaco and 24 megawatts on Eleuthera, which will increase to 26.5 megawatts by end of July. By August, we expect 29 megawatts of capacity on Eleuthera. While I know that this information does not address all the islands on which BPL operates, our analysis indicates that these are the islands where we encounter the most challenges during the summer months.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonique Toot.
Okay. I'm not sure what the point was about the opposition and energy nobody cares about them. When are you talking about them? But anyway, all right. So, growing pains, Laverne. Growing pains. But this is the challenging part because every time a new administration comes, they reinvent the plans for BPL and the energy sector. And so we've been going through growing pains a whole lot over the past 20 years, right? We are we're like a Wemby in here. I mean, how tall we are with the growing that we've been doing. We should be, right? Anyway, so better is coming. Yep. And just have to endure this darkness. Any of those.
Just be patient.
Yes. But morning cometh. Sure. So much to talk about with this. So we're going to get to Grand Bahama and what you all are likely to see. And we were hoping, and this has been a challenge. We've been telling you about this, right? How we've been told by BPL to talk to Bahamas Grid. We've reached out to Bahamas Grid multiple times. They told us before the election they weren't ready to talk, but soon. We've reached out since then. They've got a lot to do, and they don't need distractions. That was not directly said to me.
Is that a direct quote?
Not directly to me, but that was what was said. Like, how would you talking to the public be a distraction? People are telling us they don't know who to... Well, okay. They're telling us they don't know who's supposed to do what. They call BPL, and BPL tells them call Bahamas Grid. You don't know how to reach Bahamas Grid. This person's responsible for that. This agency is responsible for that, not us. When you call them, they say, no, that's BPL. No, that's Bahamas Grid. No, Pike's dealing with this. What's going on? The unions...
That's intentional?
I don't know. I wouldn't have said intentional as my first thought. I don't think so. It's just maybe they're frustrated. But we are getting frustrated. Yes, indeed. The unions, one union, isn't talking at all. We've been in contact with the managers union, the Bahamas Electrical Utility Managerial Union. We were slated to talk with them this week. I know the president is attending the ILO conference in Geneva. So the time period is, I think they're 6 or 7 hours ahead. So it's been challenging. And I know they had sessions. They have sessions this morning, this afternoon over there. So it's been hard to connect. But talking to him, it's like, what are the managers responsible for? We're going to work on getting him on the show. But it doesn't seem like everybody's on the same page.
Maybe people just don't have sufficient information, just like us. You're saying when you call, you're being directed to another place. When you call the other place is saying, no, the other place. And so maybe they themselves don't have sufficient information.
All right, so that's
for conversation.
Those are very interesting words you used. So you're saying that the people who work there have as little information as we have? The people who are dealing with electricity have as little information as we have about their work structure. Yeah?
I believe that that's a possibility.
Oh, boy. Well, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. And I don't have any confidence. I don't feel good if this is the situation.
So you're saying you don't feel like you're ready for summer?
That I'm ready or that they're ready?
When they're ready for summer. If they're not ready, you're not going to be ready.
You'd be surprised. I've got candles. I've got a solar fan. I've got some things. I got myself prepared. But them, I don't know. I don't know about them. So we'll get into these other articles about what's coming for Grand Bahama. Is there relief for Eleuthera, for Cat Island, for other islands in the country that are seeing challenges as well?
Minister said they come in.
Heard that last year too. But it takes time. Things take time.
Yeah.
Things take time, sure. Caller, what say you?
A pleasant good morning, Mr. Strachan and Laverne there.
Good morning.
Good morning. I've been around longer than most of you all, but hey, such be so. Like Dwight said, you've been hearing this every year, every summer, and all of us have to go through it in one of the smallest islands in the continent, 21 by 7, shaped a little bit by what we call gated communities on the outside. We still in the middle. And why we can't control the electricity on a little island, 21 by 7, it behooves me. But I see the work being done. Right where I live in Pride Estate, off to Nick Dowling Highway. You come down here most days, you could see the foreign workers in their outfits putting up these big poles. They reached to the place where, like just east of Orwell Turnquist property on Tunick Dowling Highway, now moving the big poles south over the hill and down in the back to where BEC BPL power station is off Blue Hill Road. In the back there, they cut down all the hills, all kind of beautiful soil and everything, level out the place, and in the back there, they're building a solar field. I've been in the back there to purchase soil, I've seen all the stuff being done. The solar fields are going up as we speak this morning. Those people are working, and I guess that solar field is going to hook into these electrical poles that they put in over there and down into there. Now, like you said, it's going to take time. And I don't understand why we don't understand. Those people, whoever they are working every day. Some of them going into the night. I see it myself. And I don't think we can rush it, because these same people, they in Florida power night, and if they can control Florida with millions of people, I don't see why they can't get this, behind the PLP and the F&M, worrying about all kind of other things with the money. Why they can't get this thing done in New Providence? Like you say, Dwight, I got my brand new generator on my back patio. I ready with all my 100-foot electrical cable to run into my house to get my fan, my radio, and my TV on, at least to keep me cool. So I am set and ready. And I think if Bahamians around here take time to invest in something like generators, if they take time to invest in something like generators, instead of some of the things they invest in every evening around these nightclubs and stuff, and these little doggone cars, they should get their electricity straight first, get their home straight first, and then they could go out and party and wait for bad times to come. The bad times coming this way. Have a good day.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of wild, actually. And I made a... We're paying a whole lot of people so that we can have electricity here. And you're telling me that we have to? Yeah, you think that, and you're scolding people for trying to enjoy their lives. You have to go and get a generator on top of the payments to all. Okay. I don't know about that one. And we love the generator companies and the people selling them, and but and that's what they want you to do, right? That's exactly what they want you to do, so that you could not notice how frequently the power is going off, and like, oh well, it's off. The generator's going to kick in at any second now. Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It was off for how many hours? Oh, I didn't know the generator was on. Oh yeah. To hide their incompetence and the ridiculous decisions they're making. Caller, what say you? Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Hi, I'm right here.
Right on, man. Hey, to be quite honest with you, right, I don't think that we're ever going to really fully solve this BPL problem, right? The only way we could possibly do it is if we kill the monopoly. Remember when we had the same problem years ago with BTC in Nassau? Remember the bad, horrible service we used to get, and all of a sudden when other telephone companies came in, the service actually became better? There's a monopoly. So who else you can go to? That's why the service like that. But if we are able to get a secondary, I guarantee you the service will be a little better and it'll be cheaper too.
Oh, I hear you. They're not comparable utilities. So you're looking for trouble. And as we remember, if you remember from the beginning of the opening up of that industry here, a lot of these companies are sharing the same lines, sharing the same infrastructure. So I don't think this is a apples to apples comparison. And I implore you to do the research and look around how many places have multiple electricity companies in one city, and how that works. Let me know. Sure. All right, Laverne. So, Grand Bahama Power Company customers will see lower bills this month after rate adjustments. So, our Chester Robards writing about it today in Guardian Business. Grand Bahama Power Company said Grand Bahama households are expected to see electricity bills fall by at least 35% beginning this month, following the also places nearly 90% of residential customers below the threshold for paying value-added tax on their power bills. So you are paying that right now, aren't you? Yeah. Wow. Well, that sucks.
Yes, we are.
Oh, dear. Okay. I haven't paid VAT on a power bill in one time since they implemented that. So
Must be nice.
It is nice, except for some other things. But yeah, it's one great thing that's happened. GBPC saying in a statement released yesterday that the newly approved equity rate adjustment, which takes effect in the June billing cycle and reflects electricity consumed during May and early June, will deliver relief to residential customers through lower base rates, the elimination of the storm recovery charge, and changes to fuel charges. How much is the storm recovery charge normally?
It's a percentage.
Oh, wow. The Grand Bahama Utility said that the revised tariff was approved by the minister responsible for energy, utilities, and aviation under the Electricity Act 2024. The statement said that for residential customers, the changes are expected to reduce monthly electricity bills by at least 35%, with lower consuming households realizing even greater percentage of savings. Nearly 90% of residential customers are projected to fall within the VAT-free category, eliminating VAT charges on another layer of savings for Bahamian families. The reductions follow the government's takeover of GBPC just before the general election, a transaction aimed at reshaping the utility's regulatory and operational framework in order to provide lower electricity costs for residents and businesses. GBPC said a key component of the new rate structure is the elimination of the residential base tariff on the first 200 kilowatt hours of consumed electricity each month. So according to GBPC, every residential customer will benefit from the change, which approximately one quarter of customers consuming 200 kilowatt hours or less per month and will therefore pay only fuel charges, the minimum monthly charge, and other approved fees. GBPC COO Nikita Mullings said the changes are intended to improve affordability while supporting broader national energy objectives. She said, quote, every family deserves access to affordable electricity. These changes are designed to make a meaningful difference in the daily lives of our customers by lowering bills, expanding VAT relief, and rewarding energy efficiency. The utility says that residential base tariffs have been reduced by an average of approximately 50%, while the storm recovery charge has been completely eliminated. GBPC says the fuel charge structure has also been redesigned to encourage energy conservation. Residential customers will see the fuel charge reduced to 17.4 cents per kilowatt hour for the first 800 kilowatt hours consumed each month, with usage above that level charged at 21.4 cents per kilowatt hour, above the calculated average fuel cost. All right. So, sounds pretty. Your bills should look more like ours then.
We'll see.
But you said your bill was...
Dwight, I don't ever get excited about anything until I actually see it. I'm just cautiously optimistic. My last bill was $188.81. And the storm recovery charge, $6.08.
$6. And that $188 included the VAT?
That included, let me make sure because I don't want to misspeak. I think that included everything. Yes.
That's not a very high bill, but you say you didn't use electricity at all. I mean, air conditioning at all.
That's a high bill because I'm not using AC.
Okay, that doesn't make sense.
The highest my bill has been for a while after, because we were having high bills last year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so 188. My bill is usually the most, it's 150.
Without air conditioning?
Without air conditioning.
Again, how are you doing this?
And gas stove.
Oh, okay.
Gas
So that is
water
a high bill. That is a high bill.
and gas
No,
dryer.
something's wrong. Well, maybe the fees, the charges with GBPC were wrong then. Perhaps that's it? Or have you done an energy
Perhaps.
audit?
I have not done an energy audit, but everything is paired, right? So I was paying 22 cents, 18 cents, 17 cents. And then, of course, let's not forget the fuel charge, which incidentally was more than my bill.
Wow. Okay. So that's pretty
the fuel
bad.
charge was like $93.
The last few months have
fuel
been
surcharge.
kind of warm. How are you doing this without AC at night even?
Melting, yeah.
Yeah. Do you live on the beach and the canal with the wind blowing? How are you making it?
I'm not. When you see me again, you'll see that parts of me have already melted away.
Wow. Okay.
That's about the best way I can describe it.
Well, they may use you in commercials because I can already see how your bill's going to be very different. Yeah.
I'm going to see.
Yeah.
And maybe if it's significant enough, I'll have the courage to turn on the AC. Right? It just feels like when you turn on the AC, immediately your bill is $6,000. Gross exaggeration, but you understand
Well.
what I'm saying.
Wow.
And it's like,
Okay, so that's encouraging. So we I know we weren't entirely understanding what they were trying to do with GBPC, but this really sounds like this could be something for the people of Grand Bahama. But again, who's going to be paying and working on the electricity there?
same people, they didn't let go of any.
So the same GBPC people. Yes.
It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The same employees, they didn't let go of any of their employees, the employees. So we have the same equipment that we had before, and we have the same employees that we had before. It's government owned now, so I suspect that they probably will have an increase in employees. What?
You'll double in size by next year.
Sure.
All right.
I fully expect that their manpower is going to increase.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to mean efficiency is going to increase, but certainly their staff is going to increase. I fully expect.
By 20, GBPC will be the number one employer on Grand Bahama.
Be bustling. It'll be bustling. I'm telling you. Get
Oh,
ready.
boy.
But right now, as it stands, they have their same employees. They have the same equipment. And so,
Okay.
it's just the ownership is different. And, right.
Well, interesting stuff. All right, let's get your reaction to that, folks. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. And the last one, that would have been for April and May. April and early May, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
Let me pull up the exact date.
Yeah. It was a warmish spring. But
What does that have to do with my
I'm
power?
just saying, right, well, you didn't even...
Yeah, because I didn't
AC.
change behavior. Yeah, I didn't change behavior. So
unbelievable.
not even for...
Wow. Let's hear from this caller. Good morning. You're live on the air. Hi, good morning.
I think the Bahamian people is well pleased to see what DPL is doing at Nassau and Freeport.
The people are what?
I'm very pleased with the way DPL is doing in Nassau and Freeport. And the Bahamian people recognize that it's working, it's getting the job done, and things are improving a whole lot.
Which Bahamian people? I mean, I'm going to knock on wood because every time I say it, things go crazy. I really shouldn't say it. But where I am, the power hasn't cut off in a long time. I got to knock on the wood. But
people saw the improvement. This is why they vote for the PLD. They saw the improvement.
okay, so this is an ad now.
What's happening now? Those 11 after them and the one of them, they will never see it. They will never see it until 2026.
Sir, you gotta when you come on the radio, say that what I'm about to say is brought to you by, right? Or say this message is brought to you by. Say something like that so we understand what we're going to get. All right. So, like I'm saying, where I am, I'm sorry, neighbors. I've done it.
Hey, I'm sorry, Dwight.
Hmm?
Did he call my name?
He did.
My neighbor.
Yeah.
Sir, I need y'all to stop that.
This
like seriously, I'm going to need y'all to stop that.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Dwight has known me for many, many years. I am always cautiously optimistic. It doesn't matter who's in power. I've learned not to get my hopes up until I actually see the thing. And as I said publicly, as soon as I get my next bill, I will be happy to let all and sundry know that I saw a reduction if there is one.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, come on. I'm going to need y'all to stop.
And he's not being truthful.
In general.
He's not being truthful
y'all
either.
to stop thinking in terms of party, and can we just think in general?
Yeah.
Please.
And it was a ridiculous call because, again, like I'm saying, while my area, I think it's been off once in the last month, and that was very briefly and hardly this year. And, years ago, I used to tell you I was being tortured. It would go off multiple times a week.
Yeah.
But for some reason, again, I pray to God that I'm not jinxing it. We've been very lucky. It's been amazing. The power has been there. But I hear the horror stories for the people in Coral Harbor, Coral Lakes. Sorry, I did. I hope the studio table is wood. Yes. Right. It's been very bad for people in Western New Providence, in some parts of Southern New Providence. My power is off. Is your power off? Like, what is going on? So there are challenges, but again, we hear what the minister's saying, growing pains. We see the Pike people. They are working. They are definitely working. They are working hard. And we see the Bahamas grid trucks driving around. Something's going on, and maybe they're fixing it. We hope to God that's what's going on. But happy is not a word we can use right now. Not yet. Optimistic, cautiously optimistic, yes. Yes.
You need to stop being negative.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
I'm not being negative. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it. The power is on for some of us. It's way better than it's ever been.
I hope that it stays on.
For some of us.
It continues to stay on that. Why don't WhatsApp me later?
I will say I'll never talk on the show again. I'll never talk on the show again.
Before with you.
Yes, every time. Every time. Every time.
Like, oh my God,
not this time. I have faith. I have faith.
I'm believing with you.
In Joe Beth.
Yay.
Right. And this has been great, and it will continue to be great. And hopefully, Western New Providence will get online and experience what we've been experiencing soon.
Dwight.
Yes,
I want to have faith. Now, my faith may come after the work, not before it. But
the thing, this has happened in the off-peak season. So check me in August and see if I can talk like this. Right? Again, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I do recognize that many people on New Providence are not happy. Things have been very bad, especially in Western New Providence. And we know about the Family Islands as well. The work is being done, and it can't happen soon enough. But to start talking nonsense about people being happy, that's crazy. That's crazy. Unless you live where I am, and where we are happy. We are indeed.
Maybe
and the bills,
maybe he lives close to you.
But you can't say
so
the people.
That's why he can say that.
Well, some people, many are very, very dismayed and have never experienced what it sounds like we experienced years ago. They're now getting it.
Well, it sounds like, according to the caller, only people who don't support the government are unhappy. Everybody else isn't.
Yeah, well,
you can take that for whatever that's worth.
It's quite possible. I mean, those people are working and have contracts, so yeah, they're happy and makes a lot of sense.
Where you gone?
What?
Where you took that? Where you took that this morning?
Let's take these calls. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Yes. Good morning.
Hi.
Thank you, caller. Your last caller for the laugh.
was very humorous. I reside in Freeport. I would consider my home 97% on solar.
Wow.
The only thing that is not solarized is my air condition. So when it's not hot, I have light bill as low as $16.
Wow.
But Lord, let me tell you, when I turn on that central air, the first month, $200, the second month, $600. I've even been up to $800 just for a central air.
Wow.
My goodness.
So
Nothing
it's
else
almost like as soon
but
as
central air.
Caller, is it almost as if it's like, okay, you're on solar, $16, all that money that you were saving, you end up paying as soon as you turn on your central air.
It's like oh, he's on now, let's get him.
Yes, obviously.
Like they've been waiting on me to turn that air conditioner on.
Oh, so
But
you
I'm in the
have to
process
promise. I mean,
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I'm
you have
waiting
to call us
see
to
what
let
it's
us
gonna
know.
Be, but I'm in the process of getting one of those energy efficient high air, central air that my friends over there are now bragging about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so you had an older model. You had an older model.
Oh, yes. My central air has been in that house for about 11 years, I think. So that's a very, very old model. It's cold, but boy, it'll cost your pocket.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So keep us
I only
posted.
can imagine how people with central air and GB, I don't know how they're surviving because that has to be like $1,200, $1,300 a month.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, keep us posted. Keep us posted.
Come on.
All right. Sounds good. Laverne, better for Grand Bahama.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Dwight,
finally you'll be a part of the Bahamas.
Finally, I'm gonna let that slide
Yeah,
with the little shady comments. I'm gonna let that slide. But I really want to see a difference because I want to feel comfortable and turning on my AC. I can't. It's like any coolness I feel when I see the bill, it's completely destroyed.
Wow.
So I would love to be comfortable enough, like the bill, to look at what I'm going to turn on this AC.
All right, so let me tell you a little story before we get back to these calls. So this is June. So my bill last month was much lower than the bill the month before. The bill the month before, I lost my mind a bit, left the AC running all weekend, like I'd come home Friday and leave it on till Monday morning when I was going to work. Like, what am I doing? And of course, the bill came like, oh man, why?
How much was it, Dwight?
I mean, it wasn't that compared to what I hear people paying, but for me, it was.
Was it, Dwight?
Like
I'm asking.
260, 270 almost. That's too much.
Wow.
It's too much. It's not like what I hear people are. Right. It's still under the VAT thing. But that was more than I was comfortable with for a non-summer bill. So last month, like that had waited. Like, I'm not turning this on before 9 o'clock, turning it off in the morning, that kind of thing. And then the bill came down to lower than what you were saying, 160 something, But this month, this is going to fall. Easter was one of these weekends. And you built, no, that was 2 months ago. So anyway, there was a holiday, right? And I let myself go crazy again. So I'm very interested to see what my bill is going to be this month. But isn't it crazy how everything you have to be very deliberate with what you do so that you don't go bankrupt paying an electricity bill. This person says here, my bill ranges from $800 to $1,400 a month. This is somebody in Grand Bahama as well. But I got solar, and now my bill is just a little over $200. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, wow. Let's see if we can squeeze these calls in really quickly. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Hi, good morning.
And Miss Gardner.
Good morning.
This is a bit humorous for me because I live in the southern area of the New Providence. And, of course, our lights have been going off far too often.
Wow.
Okay, it's disgusting. But here's the thing, though. I'm referring to a caller who called some time ago to say that perhaps the TLPs are happy and those who are... My neighbor is a TLP all the way. She had 5 votes in the house, and they voted TLP. And she was cussing for the whole time when her power was off. Does that sound like a happy camper? I'll hang up and listen.
Wow. Oh, boy. Let's take this one. Good morning, call. You're on the air. No? Okay. This person says here, Dwight, why don't you just tell the callers who called bashing the government to say this call was brought to you by the F&M? Please stop doing this to the callers who call.
Dwight, you just get in trouble today.
You know, it's just a style, though. It's like when they do that, it sounds like they're telling their own personal story, whereas the people who do the other thing are reading a script. It doesn't, you know what I mean? You get the difference, right? No?
Dwight, can I ask
But
you
hey,
a question?
before you do that, if you are calling to promote something from a political party, anyone, please say it before. I am a card carrying, and this message is fully endorsed by the blah, blah, blah. Now I'll tell you that life has never been better in the Bahamas since blah, right. Now you can ask your question, although remember we already said we don't like when people call.
Well, I did that. Can I ask you a question, Dwight?
Gosh, I'm about to drop you. Oh, boy. This person says here, wow, what? Oh, no, this Sunday gone. I live through Kennedy Subdivision near Malcolm Road East, and the power was off from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. We called and couldn't reach anybody.
Oh, wow.
Who should we call in a situation like this? Call on Jesus. That's all I can tell you, because BPL will tell you it's Bahamas Grid often. Good luck. For comparison to Laverne, my bill was $488. Whoa. $13 storm recovery and $204 fuel charges. Another Grand Bahama person. I run central AC most of the day and night with the gas stove and heater. My house is insulated to help. I'm looking forward to the reduction. Good luck to you. Please text us back and let us know.
And let us know.
Yeah, we want to know. The power supply in Palmdale has been awful recently. Wow. One of my coworkers was at a resort and was shocked when the power was off. At the resort, a big one. This person says here BPL doesn't have growing pains. It has geriatric pains. Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, you say they're ready for the summer. This again. But we're keeping our fingers crossed, and we're hoping that you all get to experience what has come for us in Eastern New Providence, much improved electricity supply reliability, and hopefully we'll all see the lower bills that have been promised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we pray for the islands, the family islands that have been suffering so much. We hope that we can finally cross this hurdle once and for all. Once and for promises and all the talk. Really looking forward to it. Laverne Gardner, thank you for being here this morning.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Talk with you again next week, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. Seafowl, growing wealth for future generations.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas. They're the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive, Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
To the world, he is your dad, but to you, he is the world. Shower your dad with love with a gift from Kelly's House and Home's Father's Day sale, Friday, June 9th through Saturday, June 17th. Save 20% off selected tool sets, luggage, and fishing, diving, and camping gear, except on net items. Shop at Kelly's House and Home on Saturday, June 8th, and if you are standing on the lucky spot, you could win a gift basket for Dad. Visit our Facebook page for more information. Shop Kelly's House and Home's Father's Day sale, June 9th through 17th. Happy Father's Day from Kelly's House and Home.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less?